no matter who it happens to or what the circumstances are.
I always loved Katt.
I love Katt.
So, I don't know.
They did that interview, said I wouldn't have him on. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'll have you.
The same Steve that went to go watch Mark Curry do his whole sitcom and then stole everything Mark Curry.
Renowned MMA personality and podcaster Joe Rogan has repeatedly expressed strong admiration for today's comedic powerhouse. Katt Williams. Rogan has subtly hinted at wanting Williams to appear on his show, fueling widespread online speculation. The possibility has generated intense buzz, especially given Williams' long history of controversy within the entertainment world. Rogan often references Williams as a way to spotlight powerful industry figures and spark conversation around Hollywood's monopolistic tendencies. Known for his outspoken and provocative commentary, Williams frequently ignites debate, particularly when he calls out prominent stars like Kevin Hart and Steve Harvey, implying that their rise to fame may have been influenced by hidden forces behind the scenes.
Ask 100 women. Name something that little Kevin Hart has that makes up for his extremely short stature. Give it up for my dude, Kevin Hart.
They did that interview, said I wouldn't have him on. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'll have you. Let's go. 2 times.
Williams argues that Steve Harvey, in particular, borrowed aspects of Mark Curry's character from Hanging with Mr. Cooper when creating The Steve Harvey Show. He further claims that Harvey avoided pursuing a film career because it would likely have been unsuccessful, limiting him instead to hosting gigs such as Family Feud and various sitcoms. According to Williams, Hollywood stardom is overrated. He contends that the film industry, overflowing with thousands of scripts each year, shows little interest in a black actor with a Southern accent and what he mockingly describes as a Mr. Potato Head appearance. He believes the industry rewards conformity and malleability, ultimately shifting his critique to Kevin Hart. Williams acknowledges Hart's rapid ascent, questioning whether Hart truly endured the traditional hardships of stand-up. He uses the term plant to describe individuals who seem to achieve overnight success, while bypassing the typical struggles of comedians, yet still present themselves as self-made.
A liar a platform to lie, then I'm not being messy by saying, hold on, that.
Williams questioned Kevin Hart's authenticity, pointing to inconsistencies in Hart's joint documentary with Chris Rock, which portrayed him as having comedic roots on both coasts. Hart responded by suggesting that Williams' criticism stemmed from missed Hollywood opportunities related to his alleged substance abuse and unprofessional behavior. Williams expressed frustration with the industry for continually overlooking his creative ideas, claiming that every film Hart worked on over a 5-year period had originally been offered to him. Despite his efforts to champion originality and diversity, he felt repeatedly dismissed by the Hollywood system. Dave Chappelle added another dimension to the conversation, noting long-held concerns that black entertainers often faced pressure to compromise their integrity in order to advance. When asked about this issue in 2012, Hart acknowledged the topic and stressed the importance of personal boundaries, saying that while he wouldn't rule out certain roles entirely, there were clear limits he was unwilling to cross.
Certain dots, like when I see that they put every black man in movies in a dress at some point in their career, I'll be connecting them down like, wow.
Films such as Big Mama's, House, and the Madea franchise, where male comedians dan women's clothing, became focal points in Williams' critique. Though he avoided attacking Hart directly, Williams questioned why certain performers felt compelled to conform to these industry expectations. He implied that entertainers like himself and Dave Chappelle chose to challenge Hollywood norms, even at the cost of never achieving the same level of fame as Hart.
Might also be said that there's nothing funnier than a black guy in a dress. Okay, well,
theme going around in the black community about black community.
The rivalry between Kevin Hart and Katt Williams intensified when Hart, exhausted by Williams' accusations, delivered a forceful response during an appearance on The Breakfast Club. Hart argued that Williams refused to take responsibility for his legal and personal issues, asserting that his instability had made him a liability to film studios. Hart attributed his own success to discipline and professionalism, rejecting the notion that his career was built on luck or industry favoritism. What began as a personal dispute soon evolved into a broader clash of philosophies: authenticity versus conformity, and rebellion versus diplomacy.
Why is there no story of anybody who ever sold it to me, did with me, was around me when I was inebriated?
In essence, Katt Williams represented the comedians who refused to conform, choosing artistic integrity over mainstream acceptance. Kevin Hart, by contrast, successfully worked within the Hollywood system, rising to extraordinary fame without visibly compromising his principles. Williams argued that comedians like himself and Dave Chappelle were pushed aside because they resisted subtle industry pressures, though he felt the entertainment machine had effectively swapped him out for Hart. He did not blame Hart personally.
Tell me, I know so many things I shouldn't know, and they all know it. They all know it. Why? Because you don't make me the villain. Not the guy that raises black children and ain't never done a hard.
According to Vibe, Katt Williams viewed Kevin Hart as a performer guided by powerful forces behind the scenes. Hart countered that being labeled a puppet was not his fault, arguing that critics should blame the system rather than the individuals operating within it. Despite his sharp commentary, Williams insisted he held no personal resentment, saying, "I genuinely wish him the best. I just know someone's hand is stuck up that baby. You understand? Oh, we're a puppet show. Boo-boo. Please believe it." In a separate interview with Rover Radio, Williams dismissed the notion that Hart engineered his controversies, though he acknowledged that Hart was strategically positioned as his industry successor. He remarked, "I already knew what the situation was. I'd stepped aside and even helped lay the blueprint for creating a Kevin Hart to fill that vacuum."
That's what you were supposed to ask him when he told you those lies that
But I didn't
no
know
one's
it
ever
was a
heard.
lie.
Right, but he's telling you something.
Williams argued that Kevin Hart never truly held power in Hollywood, asserting that corporate entities dictated his career trajectory. He claimed studios capitalized on Hart's relentless work ethic rather than nurturing his success, remarking, "If you like somebody, you don't give them 12 movies in 12 months. That's not love. That's control." Later, Williams offered a public apology on V103 Atlanta, admitting he had crossed the line by embarrassing Hart in front of his family. He praised Hart as the reigning king of comedy and expressed sincere remorse for his earlier remarks. Despite years of controversy, Katt Williams' rise was undeniably self-made, from his breakout on Wild N. Out in 2002 to his Emmy-winning performance in Donald Glover's Atlanta. In an interview with Hot 97, Williams denied claims of being blackballed, explaining that he simply prioritized authenticity over mainstream acceptance. When asked about his Emmy, he downplayed its personal importance, saying, "It didn't mean that much to me. It meant something to the war we're fighting on our side." Williams maintained that Hollywood only celebrated him when he played the types of characters the industry preferred to see. Through his outspoken commentary on figures like Kevin Hart and Steve Harvey, he has reignited conversations about power, control, and authenticity in entertainment. Whether or not he accepts Joe Rogan's invitation remains uncertain. But one thing is clear: Katt Williams continues to challenge Hollywood from within.